Hello, everyone. Welcome to PyCascades Remote 2021. My name is Nina Zakharenko. I am one of the co-chairs, and
I'm Seb Vetter. I'm the other co-chair. Welcome.
we're so glad to have you here today. It's been a very long journey. We've been planning this event for the past few months, and I'm still kind of in disbelief that today's the day. It's actually happening. I think it still hasn't hit me yet, but here we are. We're live on stage. Seb mentioned being just as nervous on a virtual stage as he would be on a real stage, and I have to say, I think I agree a little bit. Except you can't see the audience.
Which I don't know if it's easier or more difficult. Sensing the room is much harder.
Yeah. But we have a lot to share with you today, and so let's kick off our slides.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. This is PyCascades. You made it to the right place. Here is the hashtag that you can use, and as we're going through the day on Twitter, please share freely. And before we kick off into a little bit of the conference and what to expect throughout the day, I want to take the quick moment to just do a land acknowledgement, slightly different from what we usually do because we're all in different places. But most of the organizers are tuning in from Vancouver, Seattle, or Portland. And we're all tuning in from traditional, ancestral, unceded territories of various First Nations and Native peoples. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and encourage everyone who lives in settler countries to take a moment to look at nativeland.ca and learn a little bit more about the First Nation or Native peoples that have cared for that land for decades and decades. All right. As most of you know, PyCascades is a community conference. What does that mean? It means that it's run by the community for the community, that we're all volunteers. And there is a lot of love that is getting put into the conference by the community. PyCascades has existed for 4 years now. This is the 4th year running. It's been an interesting shift. The last 3 years, we've kind of acquired knowledge. We ran the first one in Vancouver, then we did move to Seattle, and then move to Portland. And we got a little bit better at things every year. We still have things where we have no idea what we're doing, but we've been getting better.
Sure, Seb, that's our little secret.
Okay. But one thing that was really interesting this year is going virtual was definitely a little bit of a journey. So why don't you just share a little bit of our experience, Nina?
Yeah. If anyone thought that organizing a remote conference is easy, I will tell you that it is not. There are a lot of the same organizational challenges that you might have organizing a conference or a meetup in person, but now there's a lot of technology in the mix. And there's a lot of challenges involved as well. Choosing a platform is hard. So there isn't one tool that has everything covered. And today we're using a mix of technologies to get everything working, a mix of platforms. And, to be honest, people are busy. And it's really hard to take time to sit in front of a computer because these days, that's how we socialize. It's how we go to school. It's how we go to work. And it's really hard to ask folks to sit in front of their computers for a weekend because that's just something that we're doing all the time now. So we really wanted to thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us, even though it might be a challenge, because we really hope that we've put something great together here today. And despite all of the challenges that we've faced, there's been a lot that we've had to figure out in order to put this event on. One of the great benefits of going remote is that PyCascades, which used to be this hyper local conference that would take place in Portland and Seattle and Vancouver, is now international. So we have speakers and attendees joining from all over the world. We have speakers who are joining us from South Korea, Indonesia, Germany, Zimbabwe, the UK, and many more. So if you are joining us from somewhere that is not in the Pacific Northwest, please let us know in chat and on Twitter where you're attending PyCascades remote from.
All right. I'm gonna talk a little bit about our community values just to set the scene a little bit. This is obviously a little bit different now that we're virtual in terms of how we can interact and the opportunities that we have to get together. But that doesn't change the values that we care about as PyCascades and that we care about as a community, as the larger Python community. So we want to make sure that everybody feels welcome. Everybody feels, regardless of their experience with Python or with programming, that they feel like they belong here. We want to make sure everybody can come here and finds a little bit of a home in this community. And we want to make sure that everybody feels supported and that we support each other. If someone needs help, step up and help. If somebody's wandering around, which is a little bit harder in the virtual space to identify, but if somebody's wandering around and seems lonely, pull them in, help them to feel like they are part of the amazing group that we are. And then be respectful. We are all different people. We have different experiences. We have different backgrounds. And none of those are correct or true. They are just experiences that we all have individually. And there is a great learning opportunity in learning about other people's experience, seeing other people's perspectives. And so be respectful of that, be curious of that, be open to learning, and be positive. Embrace this new format that we have. Figure out how you can make friends, how you can meet old and new people throughout the platform that we have available for us throughout the day. And we're here for things that we love. So let's celebrate the things that we love without talking about the things that we don't. We can love the things without having to put any other technology down. Let's be nice and respectful to each other. And Nina's going to share a little bit what your 3 goals should be throughout the day.
Yeah, well said, Seb. So I have a challenge for all of our attendees that are tuning in this morning. 3 goals. I would like you to make a friend. Maybe somebody in chat is in the same place that you're from. Maybe they're interested in the same technology or software that you use. Try to say hello to somebody new today, somebody that you didn't know before, and try to make that person feel really welcome in the community. It would make your PyCascades a lot more interesting if you learned something new today. So I challenge you to, maybe you already have talks all lined up, for the software that you know and love and use and the topics that you're interested in. But if you have a free slot during the day, maybe try to pick a talk that you normally wouldn't go to for a topic that you don't already have an interest in, because you might be surprised and you might learn something new. And lastly, have fun today. It's definitely a challenge in this new and different format, but for the next few months at least, remote conferences are going to be the way that our community gets together, the way that our community learns from each other. So let's make the best of our virtual platform and let's have some fun while we're on here. let's chat and be active in Q&A and interact with our speakers and ask them questions and try to have as much fun as possible today.
Thank you, Nina. Very, very well said. I'm gonna go into some housekeeping. First off, I just want to remind everyone that we have a code of conduct and to adhere to the code of conduct. You can find the code of conduct on our website and in the platform, and I'll have a slide after this that has the links to that available as well. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows if there is something that comes up within the Venulus platform, we have a place for you to go to. We have a code of conduct committee, and the people that are on that committee will have a little badge that says code of conduct. And we have a help desk room for conduct specific issues that might come up, or if you need help that is conduct related, you can head over there and find help from the conduct committee. You can also reach out to any staff member if you can't find a COC committee member, or if you don't know where to go. Reach out to any staff member and they'll direct you to the right place. We have an email address, conduct@pycascades.com, and we also have a group incident responders Slack group that'll be possible to reach people at. And then if you have any issues with staff members, obviously you can reach out to Nina or myself, and we can take it from there, and we'll be happy to assist you. Generally, be excellent to each other, be respectful, and make sure that if you haven't read the code of conduct or want to remind yourself of the code of conduct, please check it out on the website, and there are links on our welcome page as well. All right, what to expect today? Finding your way around is going to be the place where you can find all of the information that I'm going to share with you. So we have a user guide that you can find about Venulus. That will be linked on the welcome page. The welcome page in Venulus is basically your one-stop shop for everything. You find links to the different places, what they are for. You find links to the user guides. Go there if you don't know where you should be going. And we also have a get help section in Venulus. That's where the code of conduct is, but that's also where the help desk section is. If you have technical issues, if you need assistance, head over there and there's someone there that can help you with anything that you might be struggling with. We'll have 2 stages for today. We'll have the interactive track, which is mostly live talks and demos and panels. And that'll be all live. And there'll be questions as part of the interactions. And then we have the pre-recorded track, which is about 25-minute videos that will be streamed. The speakers will be on stage at the start, and they'll be in the chat throughout their presentation, and you'll have the opportunity to talk to them and ask them questions afterwards in a separate video chat room. We also have a couple of other rooms. We have video rooms for the lounge area. We have a rooftop patio, which are just rooms for you to hang out, find some of those friends that Nina mentioned, make a new friend, find some conversations that are interesting. We obviously have our sponsor booths that are available for Microsoft and Twilio, and they'll be presenting there and sharing, being open to conversations. So make sure that you pop in there as well. We have community partner video chats for PyLadies and Django Girls. So if either of those topics are something that you're interested in, want to learn more about, head over there and have a conversation. And then we have 2 general text chat rooms. One is announcements. Well, we'll make announcements throughout the day. And then there's the general chat, just as like a bit of a hallway track version. And I'm seeing that we'll have to speed things up a little bit. We also have a little job fair section during our lunch break. So that'll be at 12:30 Pacific time. We'll have a 15-minute section of Microsoft talking a little bit about what is it like to work there. And then 15 minutes of a bit of a live coding session with Twilio, where they are trying to show you a little bit what it's like to work at Twilio. So if you're looking for a job, if you're interested in working at either of those companies, or just want to know what it is like to work at those companies, just head over there over lunch and listen in or participate. And then we'll end it without a group picture, because we won't be able to do that in the same way as we did for the last years. But hopefully at that point, you've had a great day. And some of you might come and join us with the mentored sprints on Sunday, which will take place from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific. And they'll happen in venueless as well. You can head to the website and go through the more details about the sprints there. Quick shout out to our sponsors, which are basically the people that are giving us money because they care about the same thing that we care about, and make this event possible. So big shout out to Microsoft, who is our diamond sponsor this year. Shout out to Twilio for helping us put on closed captioning. And then as well for CBRE as our gold sponsor, and API Metrics for our community sponsor, to support us, especially in a time where there is a lot of economic uncertainty. One quick call out for Microsoft. They have a cloud challenge that's going to run all the way until March 15, and they are going to give away some prizes. So make sure that you either check out this link or head over to the Microsoft booth to learn a little bit more of how to participate. Here's our team. These are the people that have helped me and Nina tremendously in so many ways to put this on. And without any individual of these people, none of this would have happened. So massive shout out. And if you see any of them in any of the rooms or throughout the event, make sure to say hi and share your appreciation. And you've seen us enough for the last 15 minutes. Shout out to our sponsors, to all of our speakers, to our volunteers, to the organizers, and to you all for showing up. We've had more people show up than we could have hoped for. We thought we would get way less people than in the last events that we had. And we actually got more than in the Vancouver event, more than our first event. And we're really stoked about that. So thanks to all of you for showing up. Let's stay in touch throughout the event. Reach out if you need anything, and have fun.